Everyone, it's Lisa here and welcome to What's Up Wednesdays. So I've already done a little bit of starting work on my pages here. So I'm using that again, that big art journal that I've been working in. I already have masking tape down the seam. I've pre-gessoed my pages. They're still a little wet down the seam, but you know, for the most part they're dry. So I wanted to show you something. This is kind of embracing imperfection. So while I was gessoing this page, I was getting gesso on the reverse side of this painting that I already finished, and you can see like I put it together when I closed the book when it was wet, so it's ripped it up here. I just want to show you that I'm okay with the imperfections and dealing with the paint and the rips and everything else. And the reason why I say that is because I did take a picture of this when it was i.e. perfect. So that's kind of the, you know, fun, so to speak, of an art journal page is, you know, it's gonna look beautiful, and then you might get where, you know, this wasn't completely dry and it pulled away, or you might get the gesso from the other page. And it's just the idea that you're gonna have to just embrace imperfections and just deal with, you know, what you're given. So I'm okay with the paint, and I'm okay with the paper that ripped. Does it disappoint me a little bit? Yes. But am I okay with it? Yes, because I'm going to turn the page and we're going to move on. So again, I have this already gessoed and everything else. I do have a sort of idea for this page. I don't know. It might not. I always have a kind of, sometimes I start off with a plan and sometimes I don't. Today, kind of have a plan. I'll see where it goes. Sometimes the whole idea shifts all a different way whenever I get started. So I have some tissue tape. This is from Tim Holtz. It's called Composer. So I have some matte medium, and I'm just going to glue it down with matte medium. And this is the only amount that I'm going to use on both sides of the page. So you can see it's going to definitely not be the full scheme. It's going to just be here and there. Just want to create some background noise on the pages so that it just kind of gives me a starting point, so that way I'm not staring at the blank pages and wondering what to do. So again, just using some matte medium and just going to glue this down. Okay, so the next step is I want to add some color to the background of this. I know it doesn't look like a lot yet, but this is all process. It's just building layers. So I'm going to take some, let's go for some gesso actually. I'm just going to be using this to tint color. So I'm just going to take some of the gesso. And then I'm going to use some Titan Buff, and let's see, what other color? I know Titan Buff. It's just kind of a creamy color, so some of that. And then, I don't know, maybe, let's see about the blues. I want to do some teal. No, you know what? I think I'm just going to use those two colors, and then we'll just see what happens. So basically, I'm just going to take some white and some Titan Buff, and then I'm just going to get some tones and tints of the Titan Buff, and then just, again, just kind of go around the page random like. And I'll do that and be right back. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this girl. I kind of want her in the background on top of, I'm going to do some techniques and stuff like that on top of her. So this is a Donnie Downey stamp, and it's called Anastasia and Believes. So I'm going to use some black Stays On ink. Stays On ink is going to help me keep the ink as a waterproof in case, you know, I decide I want to do any kind of water-based techniques on top, which I most likely will. It'll just prevent the image from, or like the stamped image to bleed into everything else. So just going to do that, and hopefully we get a good stamped image. Okay, so she turned out awesome. So I want to color her in, but I'm going to leave that for a minute. Actually, I might add another image over here. Actually, yeah, let's do that. So this one is called Beautiful Soul, and it's by Angie Bloom. It's from Unity Stamps as well. So I'm just going to kind of have two ladies over here. Again, going to use the Stays On ink. I just have the 2 pages to fill up. So, you know, if it doesn't turn out, I can always, you know, paint over top of her. And then it's like she wasn't even there. But I do like maybe the imbalance of over here. Over here. Oh, where do I want to put her? Let's put her right here. And she turned out awesome. So I'm going to see what I want to do next. So I'm going to think about that and I'll be right back. And since we're going for this stamping, let's add a butterfly stamp up in this corner. I don't know. Let's just go for it. So this is the Bold Butterfly from Donna Downey. I've used it in a previous art journal page, but why not? Let's just go for it. Okay, so I added a couple butterfly. This one didn't turn out as well as I wanted to, but I think it'll just be all a part of the process. And I just felt like since we're doing stamping, let's just go for it. Let's just create this whole kind of texturized background with stamps. We'll just use it as a layering. So let me get... This is a dictionary term. It's called Giving It All Meaning by Unity Stamps as well. So yeah, again, let's just keep going. I'm liking where this is headed. Okay, so you can see it's getting a lot of background noise, so it's starting to kind of come all together. I'm really starting to love this page. So, what else do we have? You know what? Let's do... I really like how that's looking. Let's maybe do some modeling paste. I haven't done that forever. Let's do some modeling paste. Okay, so it was super hard to decide, so I have a whole bunch here. So I thought, well, why not? I mean, if I couldn't decide, why not? So what's the worst can happen? If it looks like crap, then I turn the page. So this one is a Donna Downey stencil, and it is called, I think it's called Peony. I have it in the wrong package. Anyway, it's this really pretty stencil. So let's just... hopefully you guys can see. There we go. Okay, so I got my light molding paste. and we're just gonna go for it. I think I might do an acrylic glaze later. I haven't done one of those for a while either, so let's just kind of put it all on one page and see what happens. Okay, so then all I'm going to do is for the spots where the modeling paste is where I don't want it to be, I've just got a baby wipe here, and I'm just going to clean up some of these edges that are just kind of like out of place, like it's not a whole complete flower. So I'm just going to wipe that away with the baby wipe, and then I think I'm going to dry that, see what it looks like, and I might add a glaze on it right away to see, you know, if it's what I want it to do. And I'm not sure if I'll maybe add more modeling paste to it, but I really like what's going on here. It's really pretty. So let's dry that and see what it looks like. Okay, so I've dried it. I think it's pretty well dry. Feels like it is. So I'm gonna go to some acrylic glazing fluid as well as some paint, and this is gonna create a glaze, and I'm gonna go to a good old standby. This creates kind of like a warm vintage tone to it. So this is the nickel azo gold. So I'm gonna take some nickel azo gold, about that much. Might need a little bit more than that. And then this is acrylic glazing fluid. So you just do a 50-50. If I can get it over, there we go. So you just do a mix of about 50-50, so that's pretty close. The more glazing fluid you put in it, the more transparent the color will be. So if you want it a little bit more transparent, feel free to add more. So again, I'm just gonna kind of mix the paint up with the paintbrush. I don't mix it up completely. I figure that's going to give me some different tones to it. And then just kind of go over the whole thing. Let it sit for about a minute, and then I'll wipe it off with a baby wipe. Okay, so I have this stencil. It's a Pebble Dot from Down and Downy, and I was kind of thinking about magenta, and now I'm kind of thinking orange. I don't normally go for orange. Ooh, or maybe fluorescence. Fluorescence would be fun, and I haven't used fluorescence in a long time, but they're fluid, so with them being fluid, I don't want to kind of pour them all over the place. Let's use this. This is actually cut and dry foam from Tim Ranger or Tim Holtz, one of those guys. And we're going to use this to put down the fluorescent pink. Let's do fluorescent pink. I am so scared, but so excited all at the same time. I haven't used fluorescence forever. So this is a high flow, so you can hear it. It's really liquidy. So just gonna put some down, and then I'm just gonna take the foam and just tap it in there, and just gonna tap it off just a little bit. I just want it to kind of like be almost like an ink pad, so that way when I go over top, it's going to be used as an ink blotter almost. Okay, so that went really interesting. So wherever it was, of course, because the high flows are transparent, wherever it was over top of the blue, kind of created this purple, and wherever it was over top of the cream color, it just kind of made it a little bit more pink. So that's with the fluorescent pink. Let's, my theory is when you use fluorescents, you always have to use black. So I'm going to come in with a black somewhere later on. So let's set this first, just so that it's dry. Okay, so continuing on, this is again a Donna Downey stencil because you know I love her. This is called Halftone Dots. This is airbrush medium mixed with black paint, so carbon black paint. It's easy to mix up. It's just, I believe, 50-50 is the most you want to go. You don't want to go more than 50-50, just because you'll water it down too much. Okay, I'm just doing some testers, so let's just go for it. And I just changed out my nozzle just because you could see it was just doing line sprays, and I just wanted a little bit more of like that. Okay, so that still isn't dry yet, but I wanted to draw a little bit more attention to these girls. So I am going to use some Titan Buff in the gesso that I had before. And the Titan Buff is just going to go right around kind of like her neck. I might actually use a paintbrush. This way I can just get in underneath these lines quite a bit better. So just again, wherever there is darker tones needed, I'm just gonna come underneath with the Titan Buff and then just blend out with some white of the gesso. Okay, so, sorry for the shaking. Sorry. I think I'm going to color in their hair. I am kind of playing off this nickel azo gold. I'm going to add, let's see. I'm trying to find a brown. Maybe I'll go with this raw umber for one girl. I'm trying to find some room on the palette. And then this burnt sienna for maybe another one, or use as blending. So, oh, and I've got some burnt umber light. Why not just throw it in the mix? And then again, I'm just gonna start off. I'll use some white for blending. I've got some Titan Buff for blending, and use some nickel azo gold for maybe some highlights. So I'm just gonna paint with a paintbrush, and we'll see what happens. left the page at this point. I actually kind of left it overnight because I wasn't really sure what direction I wanted to go in after this was all said and done. So I figured I would just leave it overnight and then just kind of come back to it the next day. So I think what I need to do is just add a little bit of doodling. I'm just gonna go around these circles, not really perfect like. This is a food ball pen. It looks like that. I'm just going around these circles, just not really perfect like. So just going around those, and I'll do that and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I kind of stepped back and kind of was thinking about what I could do. So I think what I'm going to do is come in with more stencils. I know this is like stenciled like crazy, but I have, this is the, I believe it's called the Lotus stencil. Oh yes, it is. It's called the Lotus stencil. So I am again going to use some light modeling paste. I love this stuff. I'm going to again use that to do a glaze over top. So I am again going to clean my palette knife off first with just a baby wipe. I left this overnight to dry, so I might have to scratch it off. Okay, so I'm taking an art journal break for just 1 minute. I wanted to show you what I'm dealing with. I had to take a puppy nap break because he fell asleep on my arms. What's a girl to do? So anyway, the art journal will continue in a few short minutes. Okay everyone, I'm gonna try and do this, finish this page up. I am actually sitting down, and mostly all the time when I'm doing art journal pages, I do stand up. I think it just gives you that perspective by looking straight down to see whether you like it or not. But I am bombarded with dogs. I have a dog behind me, a dog in front of me, and I literally am on my tippy toes trying to balance everything off. But I wanted to finish this page off. So I dried those lotus flowers, and I really like how they're turning out. But I'm going to do another glaze over top. I'm going to use some permanent violet dark. I just thought that would maybe, there's already some purple mixed in with that neon with the blue in the background. So I just thought, well, you know what? Let's just go for it. Again, just some paint with some acrylic glaze. And I'm going to go over top of those lotus flowers and do the glaze and then wipe it off in about a minute. And then I'm just going to take some charcoal pencils. I'm just going to redraw those lines of her mouth just to make everything kind of fall back where it was. Okay, I like how this is going, so I'm just going to write in a quote. It's nothing that I've seen anywhere else. It's just kind of my thought for this page. So I'm just using this fine line pen writing bottle. It's just got a fine liner tip on the end. And I'm just going to put keep your head up. What was I going to say? Keep your head up and never look down. She's looking down, but I think it's kind of, or I'm going to put, how about keep your head up and never look down on yourself. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So just doesn't matter if it's sketchy or not. The idea is just to get it down. So okay, so messy, sketchy, however you want to do it, but I actually think I like it. It was a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but I like where it went. I really like how the two girls are kind of balanced off of the page. I like how I put the lotus flowers kind of up, you know, to bring some attention towards the top of the page. I like how I just kind of just went for it. So if you would like to participate in What's Up Wednesday, please try it out. Just go for it. And if you do try it out, put a link below or put a picture below. I'd love to see what you came up with. So thanks everybody for watching. And if you want to see more detailed pictures, you can head over to thepinkcamera.com. So thanks everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.